uh, recently the movie Venom: Let There Be Carnage released. We saw it on theaters. Before we start talking about it, what was your thoughts on the first Venom movie?
Okay, the first Venom movie. I thought the first Venom movie was actually pretty good. What I was kind of surprised while I was watching the second one, I didn't realize it was PG-13. I thought it was rated R probably. Um, I definitely think the movie should have been rated R if it's like a Venom movie because Venom's known to be a more of a aggressive like person. He's like a villain. You know what I mean? So I think a rated R film would be better for the film. But I also do think that the first movie was pretty good. I enjoyed the first movie because
So
I've
the
never seen.
so the reason why, uh, so the first one they made it PG-13 just so it could like capitalize on a large audience, so like kids could go see it and shit. But the fact that it hit the first movie hit $1 billion, so they were like, all right, so clearly we don't have to make it rated R for it to be
Mhm.
successful. So that's pretty much why they made the second one not rated R, even though it has Carnage in it.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Um, the first one it was okay, but like, who was the villain? I don't even remember like who was really the villain in the first one.
it was just another symbiote. I think his name is like Rampage or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't really remember recall the first movie too much that well, but I remember enjoying it. The second one was pretty good too, but it wasn't that. It's not like all that crazy as I thought it was gonna be. To be honest,
What do you mean by that?
like I don't know. I felt like I was looking for more. I don't know what I was looking for, but I felt like by the end of the movie, I felt like I was like, all right, is this another Marvel movie? Didn't really get much out of it. I felt like I don't know why. I can't really pinpoint of why I didn't enjoy it as much as I did. But maybe it's a little bit. It's like it was like kind of like it felt like just a spontaneous movie just to throw out. Like just let's put this dude in a situation where he's just having a fight with Venom. Then they separate, and then a villain shows up. Then they come back together, and let's just fight the villain. I don't know. I just when I was watching the movie, I didn't feel like I was like I really didn't really care about the whole situation that was going on.
That's because it wasn't a good movie.
Yeah.
It, it's just not it, man. I was. So I forgot to mention it to you, but after we watched it and I went to the bathroom. Oh, I overheard mad people saying, "Yo, this shit was whack." Like a lot of people were like, "Yeah, that wasn't it." Like the ending was the best part of the movie, the end credit scene. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's literally how I felt throughout the whole movie. Like I just feel like one, I didn't, I don't like this whole Venom being like an anti-hero thing.
Hmm.
I just feel like that whenever there's a villain movie, like a solo villain movie, they always have to try to make him like some type of anti-hero. And I
Hmm.
feel like Joker was the first villain movie that, nah, like he was a villain the whole time. He wasn't a good person, like type shit. Like,
Yeah.
of course, you could like care about the character, but I feel like not every villain needs to be some type of anti-hero or some shit.
Yeah.
And to the character of that, like I feel like what people liked about Venom in general was the main actor and
Tom
like
Hardy. Right?
yeah, Tom Hardy and the symbiote like going back and forth talking or whatever. But honestly, I don't feel like Tom Hardy. I don't think he did a good job. Like I think he was just really dry and like I don't even know like what his motivations are. Like why am I rooting for this nigga? Like
Hmm.
it's not like he's a good he's like a good person. Like he's just a regular dude. Like I don't know. There's nothing special about him. And then when Venom's like, oh, I want to stay here with you. Like you changed my mind on Earth and shit. It's like what? Like, what do you talk? Like, I was just everything about both of these movies just confused me because it's just like, what is the point of this? Like, this is the second movie where he's just fighting another Venom, like, and it's just kind of like,
yeah, I was lost. Like when I was watching the movie, I was like, okay, like I don't know the right words what to say to explain how I feel about the movie. I just know I didn't enjoy it because like I felt like everything was just kind of like spontaneous and like
it was bland. I feel like that's the perfect word for it. Bland, dry.
Like, oh, there's this killer. He escaped from prison, and Venom needs to stop him. For what?
It really reminded me of like the old like early 2000s superhero movie where it just had like nothing to do with nothing. Like it was just like a random movie like that they released, like, and they knew people were gonna watch it because it had Carnage in it. Like,
yeah,
even though Carnage wasn't, he's not like in the movie as much as you assume he would be. Like, you know, I don't know. It just wasn't the action. It's not like the action wasn't good. The acting wasn't that good. The story wasn't good. Like it's just all that added up. Like it's not a good movie in my opinion.
Yeah, I just felt like I was just watching a movie. I feel like the movie was on autopilot, if that makes sense. Like they were just going through the motions, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not like I was excited to see the movie. Like I knew what I was expecting out of it, but I just don't. Why even make this movie just to set up the Spider-Man shit? Like, you know what I mean? Like Venom's dead, so that means Carnage is dead in the movie, so that means we'll probably never see him again unless they do the multiverse thing.
Yeah.
Like it's just, yeah. I don't know. But yeah,
I don't get what they did. I don't get why they made the girlfriend like some girl that can scream mad loud. If that's specifically their weakness, you know what I mean? I feel like it was just too much of a coincidence. Again, it's like, all right, so she can scream loud, and symbiotes are like that's their weakness. So it's like
it was just random.
I don't. It was random. They could have gave her something else.
I don't know. I'm surprised that they didn't add in another villain so Carnage and Venom would team up at the end. I had a feeling that was gonna happen, but I guess not. But
Carnage doesn't really have a goal in mind either.
Yeah, there's no purpose to what he's doing. He's just killing people.
Yeah.
That's what makes him more unique when it comes to in the comics. Like in the comics, Venom and Eddie Brock, they don't really get along that well. But Cletus Cassidy and Carnage, when like both of them, when Venom speaks, he says we are Venom. But when Carnage speaks, he says I am Carnage. Like he's like him and Cletus kind of like fuse perfectly together. So that's what makes him stand out between him and Venom. Like Venom is kind of like Eddie's kind of like not compatible-ish with Venom, and Cletus is like, yo, I'll take over my body, I'll do whatever. I just want to kill people. Like that's what makes him so different. But it just kind of felt like it's just another Venom, just like the first movie. It's another Venom that he's fighting.
So in the comics, is Eddie a bad person?
No, the Venom symbiote does make you more angrier / like, you know what I mean? It does fuck with your temperament and shit like that. Like the same way it did to Spider-Man. And it's just the fact that it bonded with Eddie at the time that he didn't like Peter Parker, so it just kind of made sense. Like their one goal was to kill Peter Parker. Like,
yeah,
I don't know how, like, Venom was one of my favorite characters, but these movies is kind of just not it for me. Like,
I don't think it's it either.
I hope they don't make any more. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like,
I like the first one though. The first one was alright.
I think
the reason why I like the first one so much is because it's like Venom. Like it's a Venom movie, and I was excited to see Venom on screen.
Yeah, I think you should probably rewatch it. I don't think it's that good of a movie. Yeah, like in both of these movies, they don't do anything. Like,
Yeah.
they stop one thug from like robbing a person.
The reason why I didn't really mind the first movie is because like he was coming. I felt like it was kind of sort of like an introductory, like into how did he even get there.
Yeah. Like it made sense that the first movie he has conflict between him and Venom. Like, yo, I'm not trying to do this. Like, we can't kill people. But the fact that they're doing the same shit in the second movie, they're still complaining about not killing people. They're still butting heads, and it's like, what? So what's your goal? Like, do you want to be a hero? Like, do you want to be a superhero? Like, what are you trying to, like, what's the goal of this movie? Like, what's the goal of becoming Venom? Like, it's more reactive. Like, oh, there's a villain, we have to stop him. Or versus them trying to, like, Eddie's goal to be like, yo, I want to save the world or something like that. Like, you know?
Yeah.
Venom just leaving him, going to like a club and like rapping and shit. I was just like, yo, what is this movie, bro? Like, I was cringing throughout the whole movie. Yeah. Like, I can't lie to you. Like, it was.
He wasn't even rapping. He was just speaking.
Yes, whatever. Yeah. And then like Venom's voice, I don't like it either. Like,
bro, it's annoying.
It's super annoying. Like, it's too much.
Throughout the whole movie, I was saying that it was annoying to Jackie. Like, yo, that shit didn't bother you? Like, and he was like, no, what? I was like, yeah.
It just sounds trash anyway. I don't know. But yeah, let's just skip over all that fuckery. Fuck this movie. The end credit scene. What did you think about that?
I honestly did not see that coming at all. Like, I didn't even think of that. I didn't think they were gonna put that multiverse shit into that movie, you know what I mean? Like, so they're basically saying he's gonna be in the movie that's coming out, right?
Not really. They're leaving the door open for now. Like, it's a possibility that they can link up, but that doesn't mean he's gonna be in the newest movie. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Especially because that movie comes out like 2 months. Like,
that's what I was saying. I was about to ask you. You think they were filming both at the same time?
Like I remember we were talking about it before. When the first Venom came out, so Venom is published by Sony, because you know how Sony and Marvel have the thing where they share Spider-Man. It's not like Spider-Man is owned by Marvel; it's shared. So that's why he popped up in Civil War instead of having his own like origin movie.
Yeah.
So they share him. So Sony has all the rights to every other Spider-Man villain. So that's why they're making a Morpheus movie. You seen that trailer with the vampire and shit? Like, the trailer came out like 2-3 years ago. The movie hasn't dropped yet, but it's like it's one of Spider-Man's villains, and they made a movie about him. They dropped the trailer like 2 years ago, but it got pushed back because of COVID. So that's why they're making that. They're making like their own separate Spider-Man universe. And when they first released Venom, the head of Sony was like, yeah, yo, this is a part of the Marvel universe. And the head of Marvel is like, nah, keep that over there. Like, we're saying it like over here. Until the fact that it broke $1 billion. So the fact that it broke $1 billion, that probably gave Marvel the incentive to be like, all right, yeah, like, it can slide over here now. Like, I think they thought it was just gonna be like a flop, pretty much.
Yeah.
So that's why that end credit scene, it's kind of just, it's so random. Like, he's just laying there, and then something happens, and then he looks at the TV screen and he sees Spider-Man. Like, they don't explain anything. They don't, like, nothing. It just kind of sort of happens. So that's why, to me, it just seemed like, okay, so now that it's, and this new movie is successful as well. It made a lot of money this past weekend. So it's kind of like, all right, now we'll let them be in the same type of universe together. So
you know, it's kind of funny. Despite the way how we think about the movie, a lot of people like it.
I mean, I feel like it's the casual fans, like people that, oh, Marvel, let me go watch it. Like, I don't give a fuck what it's about. Like, and it's really short, so it's kind of like short and sweet type shit. Like, but if you really analyze the movie for somebody who's been waiting to see Carnage on screen for years, it wasn't it. But yeah, so I don't think they're gonna be. He's gonna be in Far From Home, but he might be an Easter egg, or he might be in the next Spider-Man movie after.
Do you think that Miles Morales is gonna be in this movie or no? You think you think this is gonna be just another movie? Then the next movie is gonna have all the 3 Spider-Mans, or
What are you talking about?
so Far From Home? So Doctor Strange kind of like manipulates with everyone's
The timelines and shit.
timeline, basically, yeah. So do you think it's gonna be like Toby's gonna be in it and Miles Morales, or no?
Nah, it's just gonna be Toby and Andrew. There might be like because it's talking about the multiverse. There might be like an Easter egg to that. But nah, Miles, it's way too early for Miles just because Peter's still so young and shit. Like, nah, it's a little too early for Miles. But we'll see it eventually. They've been setting it up. We'll see it eventually. But yeah, what would you rate this movie? 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10, I'll give it like a 6.5.
I give it a 5, maybe a 4.5. Yeah. It was so forgettable. Like there was nothing. I'll never watch the movie again. Like all that.
Yeah, I definitely want to. You know, it's kind of crazy. This dude Travis Scott said it was a fire movie. I was like, oh damn, Travis Scott said it was a fire movie.
Because he's a shill. He's one of those people. Whatever he talks about is gonna do well. So of course he's gonna say, you know, that movie was hard, and then all his little fans are gonna go watch it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I hate to be that dude where it's like, no, it's not like the comic books, but if the movie was good, it would be good. Like,
Yeah.
it's the fact that it's not good, and then on top of that, they're connecting it to the Marvel universe, which is like, so you gotta make it canon type shit, like it's gonna be official. Like that Venom never met Spider-Man until after he became Venom and shit. It's just, yeah, all that shit. Like, how is it gonna work when Venom goes to Spider-Man? Is he gonna be talking to Spider-Man like that? Like you know what I mean? Like the way he does to Eddie, like all that shit. Certain shit just don't make sense.
Yeah, it makes me wonder: is he gonna become evil, or is he gonna be a good guy?
Yeah, exactly. You never really know. But yeah. So yeah, fuck that movie.
Glamour of wearing diamonds.
Diamonds bring
Status.
elegance and prestige. Their brilliance makes